We looked at this acho yati diyati porada padat eti stu. So Kumaripini 1, we had been discussing about this pujya, the form of pujya. Was there any further light on it? So there puja.
In the example, it was given nyat.
Where in this book?
Yeah.
In this book?
Yeah, in this book. Yeah.
Right. But what I am finding is where it is yat. So yat. Why? Because see yat and yat are kept. Basically, when it is applied, anything can be applied, right? But the final form, if you just take remove this na in the nyat and the third and the here ka, pa, the final form we are going to get the same. Puja.
Yeah.
But what matters is the swara there, like why these are added, like pit, this tit in case of net and yat, they are all added for the swara or different other purposes. So the swara science is mostly lost now. But however, this achoyat seems to be more plausible here because
it's a general rule.
But I'll give you some hint here. Like now, one is we have this puja. Which gana is this? Puja dhatu.
I think Churadi.
Churadi.
Maybe Anyagana. I'm not sure.
Churadi gani apujayati. We use that
Okay.
pujayati. So pujayati, if it is churadi gana, so arthe nich. So nich comes there. So
Puji bhavati.
puji. So now this is the base dhatu, which is now ready for the process, ready for the prakriya. Iti karanat, puji is a ikarant ach. So here yat gets up, yat comes into picture because puji. Now the ikara goes away. Yeah, this we have seen before also. Ikara goes away because of some other sutra, like I think it's Niraniti. So puja, then comes puja, yat. This becomes pujya. Puja. This is I think the correct prakriya for pujya. Puja plus nich, puji, and because it is yat, that e kara goes away because nich ni goes away because anit pratyaya, then pujya.
But pratyaya comes according to the meaning, or
Which pratyaya? Yat and yat kyap? No, they are the same meaning. But based on what is in the upadha, what is in the anta, what is anga anta, and then what is in the swara, the pratyaya has to be applied. Meaning is same, whatever you use, yat and yat kyap. So in case of puja, it could be confusing. There is no guna anywhere, nothing. Right? And then if you just take puja, then at the end it doesn't seem to be acha. So, but the dictionaries which are English, Kalpadharma, which is Patyam, they also give yat only. So they can take puji yat. Then other sutra can also come into help here. One is puji yat is pujyat, pujya, and then other that arha, arhana. So when there is arha, artha, arha means pujaniya, respectable. So that artha, giving that artha, any dhatu is used. For that dhatu, yat pratyaya is to be applied. That is a different sutra is also there. So with the support of that sutra also, we can just get yat here. Okay. I think enough of this yat natikya patavyataniya and all that, and let's try to move faster. So many krit pratyayas, about 150, but we're not going to cover all them, maybe 20 or 30. Okay, Nul Trachao, Yoranako. These are the next two sutras we're going to cover. Let's look at the some examples of such nouns ending in these pratyayas, krit pratyayas. If you look at here, these one like karaka, dahaka, nayaka, sevaka, sadhaka, darshaka, yachaka, pavaka, all these ending like ka at the end, karaka, dahaka. So these are also Kridanta words. What is karaka means? Karoti iti karaka. It is given there. Vigraha vakya means the explanatory sentence explaining that word, Kridanta word, karaka, karoti iti. One who does something is karaka. One who burns something is dahati iti dahaka. Nayati iti nayaka. Sevate iti sevaka. One who serves, etc. So those are given here, darshaka. So these are Kridanta words. The pratipadikam for karaka is karaka, is akaranta pullinga shabda. Simple, like a Rama shabda, dahaka, pratipadikam. So what happens here? The dahaka, karaka, nayaka, the krit pratyaya is a null, which is given here. Null. So you take the dhatu, like example here in kru dhatu, which is Sanadiganiya dhatu, the 8th gana. Apply null to it to get the karaka as the pratipadikam. Dahaka as a pratipadikam added to dah. So how does it work now? Just to get a quick prakriya here. So kru and null. In this null, null consists of which words, which letters? Null consists of na, va, u, and la. Null. In this nakara and lakara, they are to be removed. Only u remains here. U remains here. So we have a kru plus u. Kru plus u. So kru plus null becomes kru plus u as per Ashtadhyayi process. Kru plus null becomes kru plus u. Now final form is karaka. So now somehow we have to proceed. We need more steps. This is not enough. Kru plus U becomes kru. But we need the final form karaka. We need more steps here. So there is another sutra. That sutra is shown here. Yuvoranakau. Yuvoranakau. So this is another sutra now comes into picture. Yuvoranakau basically is simple. In this there is a U and there is a Vu. And there is Ana and there is Aka. So Yuvu. So what sutra is doing is, sutra is making it a single word, Yuvu, and in that place, Yuvoho is taking the Yuvoranako as the where there is what this sutra is saying, where there is a U and Vu, in that place, Ana and Aka will be replaced or substituted, Adesha. Where there is a U or U in the pratyayas, in that place, Ana and Aka will be replaced. There are other reasons why this step is needed, why this long way, extra step, why just directly add Ana and Aka, because there are other purposes in some other places where this Yor and Aka is more helpful to shorten the processes. So again, making it more generic, Nul Trichau is one sutra used, which is specifying that Nul, and there is another Trich also is used, which we will see after looking at the Nul pratyaya. So first we are looking at the Nul pratyaya. There are two pratyayas here, Nul and Trich. First we are looking at Nul here. So in case of Nul, when you try to add Nul, so to Kru, then we have Nul, so only Vu is remaining now. Na is gone, La is gone, and in place of U, what is to be replaced? Aka. Kru plus U becomes Kru plus Aka. Kru plus Aka. So now what? This Kru also, now we have to look at the Dhatu. Kru also has the Kru Ka plus Ru, then Aka. Ka plus Ru plus Aka. Now, this Rukara gets a Vruddhi. What is the Vruddhi form of Rukara? The
R.
R. Actually, it is A because of Uran Raparaha. We get R. So finally, the Vruddhi form of.
It is RRR. RRR.
R is Guna, R is Vruddhi. Okay. So we get, what do we get? So we have Kru plus Nul, which is Kru plus U, which is Kru plus Aka, which is Kru plus, sorry, Ka plus R plus Aka, which is Karaka. Okay. This is simple. this, note that na and va, na and la, they are removed, only u remains, and u changes to aka because of yuvo ranaka sutram, which says in place of u and u, where there is a u, if there is a u, replace that with ana. If there is a u, replace that with aka. Then coming to the dhatu side, we have kru. And this is not the complete process, but kru, because kru also has its own original dhatu form, which is like the kri. So there also some steps need to be taken to remove that do and there the kri. So we have already the ready-made form here like kru, and then we have ka plus rukara. The rukara gets ruddhi because of this na, because that's why the purpose of adding the na in the pratyaya is to get this ruddhi, null. Yeah. So then ruddhi of ru, okay, karaka, karaka in the pullinga, karaka.
Karak will be Namapadan.
Yeah, karaka.
Will be Namapadan.
Yeah, namapad. Yeah, karaka. Yeah. All the kritantas are pratipadikam. Yeah, they are the base word for the namapadam. All the kritantas are pratipadikam. So karaka. So what else next? Dahati iti dahaka. Dah dhatu. We have daha. Same null. In that u remains. U changes to aka. And the changes to da because upadha gets a dirgha. Da aka. Daha plus aka. Dahaka. In the case of kru, the ending, the rukara is the ending letter here. Right? So that was having the ruddhi there. And here, daha is having the plus ha plus ha. So here, a is becoming a ruddhi here. But a is not at the end. So it is one letter before the ending letter, which is hakara. So akara is before ha. So this is called upadha, the letter which is one letter behind or before the ending letter is called upadha. So the upadha letter is getting the ruddhi here. It becomes da. So this here the ending letter is getting the ruddhi. Here the upadha letter is getting the ruddhi. For this there are two different sutras, separate sutras. So, but anyway, they are caused by the nakara there, the pratyaya, null. So dahaka means one who burns, like agni, anything which burns is dahaka.
What is the logic of forming sutra Nvul? Nvul, Tricho.
Niti.
No, logic. The logic. Why is it like a null? Right? Yeah. This is like a random. Like, this is Ashtadhyayi or Panini's way of um, coming up with some kind of framework. Right? Before Panini also, Panini's work is Ashtadhyayi, which is now we are referring to all the derivation of all the words as per the grammar. This is not etymological derivation. Okay? Pada nishpatti ityukte padasya etymology. Tasya etymology is different, right? What is the meaning of the word? How this karaka or nayaka, dahaka. So dahati iti dahaka, that is the like kind of etymology, right? Because we know daha is used for burning sense. So dahaka. But actually dahaka itself, how it is derived is starting with the dhatu and adding this pratyayas. So this is the job of or the prayojana of Vyakarana Shastram. Now before Panini also there were many Vyakaranas, and apparently after Panini also few people have tried coming up with their own Vyakarana framework, which some people are still using. And before Panini we don't have any availability, like Indra, Chandra, etc. Those Vyakaranas are not available now. What we have now is the most popular one is Panini's Ashtadhyayi. So that comes up with some framework. So for that base is like dhatu, right? So it starts with a dhatu, and from dhatu it has to derive all the words which are used in the language, which means it could be namapadam also, it could be kriyapadam also, in all the formats, in all the tenses, in all the vachanas, in all the vibhaktis, it has to derive. For that, another important concept here is pratipadikam, and dhatu, from dhatu starts the lakara adding, goes on to derive the kriyapadam in all the tinganta formats, in all the lakaras. But in coming to how to derive the namapadas in all the vibhaktis and vachanas, for that the base has to be pratipadikam, like Rama, Balaka, Karaka, Dahaka, etc. Those are the pratipadikam. So now Ashtadhyayi has to come up with a process starting with the dhatu. How do we come to the stage of pratipadikam? Right? So for that, it defines a set of pratyas called krut pratyas. Krut pratyas, to add these krut pratyas to dhatus to come to pratipadika stage first. So to that pratipadika, then later you can add sup pratyas to derive the different word forms in different cases, vibhaktis and vachanas. Now, so that is the beauty, you can say, or speciality of Ashtadhyayi, that how it has managed to come up with these artificially formulated pratyayas, like ting pratyayas and krut pratyayas, tatita pratyayas, etc. So that for starting with the dhatus, even dhatus also it is not just like the kru dhatu, right? For example, we saw kru. It is not like just a pacha dhatu in its dhatu patha. So in the framework of Ashtadhyayi is supported by few other works of Panini himself, like dhatu patha and ganapatha. Yeah. So those are essential collections which are needed for Ashtadhyayi, because Ashtadhyayi refers to these dhatus in the dhatu patha, and it refers to the collection of words in the ganapatha. So the dhatu in the dhatu patha, it is not just kru. This dhatu patha is Panini, is attributed to Panini. And as per the dhatu patha, kru dhatu is dukri. Dukri. And as per the dhatu patha, pach dhatu is do pachas. And on top of that, there are anunaसिkas also here. So that is the beauty. So Ashtadhyayi is trying to generalize, trying to come up with a more generic framework where using the least number of sutras, the words, final form of the words can be derived. So it is successful in mostly, but in many parts it falls short. But that's a different discussion. So right now here, do kri, it starts with this dhatu. Why is it adding do? It looks strange, right? Why is do? Why not just kru or just kri? Why is it adding ya also there? And for do pachash, why is it adding sh at the end? There are many reasons, and even the null also. Why this logic? What is the purpose of an a there? What is the purpose of la there? So that is the purpose. Purpose is to try to make more and more generic, try to come up with more and more generic pratyayas, and so that the framework, Ashtadhyayi, number of sutras itself is minimal. Okay? That is the goal of Ashtadhyayi or any sutra grantha. Okay? So the definition of sutra itself is to be minimalistic, minimum, with the minimum number of sutras or minimum number of even the letters in the sutras, try to achieve your goal. So that is the definition of a sutra. Like if you take Brahma Sutras also, any sutra grantha, Yoga Sutras also, the sutra is trying to be minimalistic. So for the framework. So here the other interesting thing and important thing is that in those days the swaras were also important. Swaras like Anudatta, Udatta, Swarita, which were more commonly used in the everyday language in those days. So now those, for example, if you say puj or pujya, right now we don't really pay attention to where we are putting the Anudatta, Swarita or Udatta there, or where the pu, whether the pu is high pitched or the ending a is high pitched. So we don't know. We don't care right now. But those days it was important. So that is one of the reasons why there are many letters which are added here. Okay. For example, in that Trich there, I don't remember the lakara there, it also has a significance there. And Trich in the ending cha, it has some purpose there, because when there is a pratyaya ending in cha, and if it is removed, when it is removed, it means it is removed, like Trich, in that chakara goes away. It is added to that pratyaya because the ending, the final form of the pratipadikam has to have some swara there. Is it Anudatta, Udatta, Swarita? Because it is chit. So those are the significances of adding those additional letters, which seem for us right now it looks like meaningless. Which why do we need each other? But those days, because swara, it was important. That was one reason. In case of null, lakara going away also has some significance of swara there. And then nakara adding a na there has a significance of causing the vruddhi in either the ending of the dhatu, ending swara, or the upadha, as we saw in case of dahaka and the karaka. Ku rukara was ending. The na is important there because in other places Ashtadhyayi says that if na is being removed in a pratyaya, the ending swara or the upadha swara gets a vruddhi. So these additional sutras also help. Those are the base sutras, right? When there's a na is removed, what should happen? So those are defined elsewhere. And based on those, these Panini forms these pratyas. So first refer to those sutras, and then you conduct this prakriya or the process one by one, referring to those basic functions. What if nana is removed, what should happen? If la is removed. So he could have used some other in place of na. Originally, when Panini was writing or he was composing Ashtadhyayi, he could, in place of na, he could have used some other letter also. It doesn't have to be necessarily na. He could have used like whatever, pa, like full. But in that case, he has to change his base. He could have changed those, but he decided or he selected this na for this, and in accordingly he wrote the base sutras. If na is removed, do this. It could be because overall, if he has used like a different letter here in case of na, if he uses pa or something, or ka or something, or ka is using for something else, and if he has used some other letter, like a ta, that could mean something. But overall framework might have been more exhaustive or more larger than what it is currently now. And now if somebody decides to really write, which many other people have done, like after Panini also, taking Panini's Ashtadhyayi as like a guidance with a similar thing, they have tried to come up with their own sutras also. Right? So similarly, if today some Vyakarana Shastrajna, Vyakarana decides, no, I will write my own Ashtadhyayi, own Vyakarana framework, they can come up with these alternative pratyayas. In place of null, they can do something else, and Trich. But they have to define their base framework first. So what happens if it is na is removed, or what happens if la is removed, what this is removed. So they have to take care of all those possibilities, which Panini has already done. So why not use it? So, yeah, anyway, it is very difficult to cover all the words in the language. So Panini has done his best, and wherever words cannot fit into the generic sutras, he has just listed them. Okay, just take these words and just use them. There is no prakriya, there is no process. Just use them, and he has already listed them. He has done a very good job listing them. And wherever there are some minor omissions here and there, Vartikas are covering most of them. Vartika means supplementary sutras formulated by Kartayan. So there is nothing like special about null or these sutras. So these sutras are like artificial. So just because they are there, they are popular in the sense Ashtadhyayi is popular, that's a framework, and it's quite fine for our purpose. So it's good enough. The other example is ni, nayaka. Nayaka. So ni plus again we are applying null, which changes to aka. So here there is a ni, dirgha ikara, vruddhi becomes what?
Nai.
Nai plus aka. Then we have a
Handi.
Aya.
Nayakah.
Na plus aya comes into picture, plus aka. Nayaka. Because of sandhi. The other examples we have here, nindaka, nindaka, one who curses, nindaka, nindati iti nindakaha, then likhati, likha. One who writes is lekhaka. Lekhaka also we have li, here upadha changing to le, le. Lekhaka, e changing to a. Then we have seva, is a sevaka. Drishya, drishya changing to darshaka. One who looks, darshaka. Darshaka, what is the dhatu for darshaka?
Drish.
Drishya dhatu. The rikara changes to ar here. There is a guna for a rikara changing to ar, becomes darshaka. Then pavaka. Pavakaha. Dhatu is pu. Pu becomes punati. Punati means who purifies. Punati, pavitri karoti, iti pavakaha. One who purifies. Generally used for agni or fire. And dhava, dhavaka, bheda, bhedaka, like lekha, lekhaka, or bheda, bhedaka, one who what is bhedaka? Divider. Bhedaka, divider. Divides. Vrudha, vrudha. We have vardhaka, one who grows. Vardhaka, one who grows. Okay. Nrit, nartaka, one who dances. Yachaka is already here. Pu is also here. Okay. Sadha. Then vaha, vaha, like daha, vahaka, one who carries, vahaka. Vahati iti vahaka. Then we have chinta, chintaka, chintayati iti chintakaha, one who thinks, is chintakaha. Gana, gana, ganayati, in the latlakara, we have ganakaha, like sanganakaha, ganakaha, calculator, one who calculates. It could be a person also, sanganaka. We are using sanganakam in Napunsaka to refer to the machine. And palayati iti palakaha, protects palaka. Sthapa, sthapakaha. Is in the, here is using the hetumati, that is प्रेरणार्थक स्थापयति स्थादतु not tishtha स्थापकः, one who establishes or puts something. Yeah. स्थापकः. Then moda. Moda. Here we are adding the using it as a preranarthaka modayati, not modate. Modayati. Modayati means one who gives you pleasure. Modayati. That is modakaha. Then similarly we have patha, pathi. It is path. Pathaka. Another few. These are simple ones. Um, Any questions so far on any of the meanings here? Sadhnoti iti sadhaka, one who accomplishes. Okay. Sadhnoti. Some few interesting words to note in this section is ghataka, which is coming from han dhatu. Han dhatu. Han adding a null becomes ghataka. One who harms you is ghataka. Then we have adhyapaka also. Adhyapaka, adhyapi, one who teaches you, makes you study, is adhyapaka. What are some other words here? There are interesting. These are just for knowledge of the meanings of these words. The derivation remains similar. So here we have prachardika in the Strilinga. Prachardika. This is a chardayati is a churadigane word charda dhatu. That chard means vomiting, vamanam. So charda. So prachardika means vomiting, not vomiting, vomit. The thing that is omitted. Then we have vicharchika, charchika or vicharchika. Vicharchika meaning what is called kanduyanam in English?
Itching?
Itching. Sorry, yeah. Vicharchika, itching. Yeah. Vicharchika is itching itself, not the is a namapadam, not the act of itching, but the itch is vicharchika. Okay. Then we have the ash dhatu. With the ash, we add this null, we have ash, ashika. These are used in the strilinga usually. That's why these are specially I'm quoting them here. Ashika, ash dhatu, atti, the kradigna, ashnati. So ashnati means what? He eats, eating. So ashika means bhojanam. Ashika. Some books, some Vyakharana, Vyakhyana books, they also give some very interesting words. That's why reading through these Vyakharana books is interesting. Even if the prakriya itself could be difficult to understand or boring sometimes, but the words, to understand the words, how popular this, to what extent Sanskrita was used, the language was used. So that becomes clear there. So, for example, here some words are here. Achosha khadika. This is one word use appears here. Achosha khadika. Here, from the point of from the perspective of derivation of the word khadika, it's easy. Like khad dhatu, add the null, then becomes khadaka, then I take it to strilinga, then it becomes khadika. So, what is achosha khadika? But using the khadika, example given here is achosha khadika. What is achosha khadika? This word was used before where to refer to a krida, a play or a game where chushanam means what? Um,
Suck.
with the straw you suck, right? Chushanam, correct. Suck. So a game in which you eat by sucking. That is a game. So this kind of game was there before, apparently, like maybe there today also, I don't know. So this is achosha khadika. Then there was another word called shala bhanjika, tala bhanjika, shala bhanjika. So this word, shala bhanjika. So bhanjaka is simple. This bhanjaka means one which breaks something, bhanjana. So bhanjika, this is also referred to a game here in which there are trees named shala, and in which the game was about picking or breaking, picking the flowers of shala trees. Maybe there may be some kind of race or something, who picks them first or something, or these picks the flowers first, or some game. Shala Bhanjika. Then we have vachaka also. Vachaka, one who talks. Vachaka. So this dhatu is brew. So in case of brew, brew plus null. So in case of brew, in place of brew, vach is vach comes into picture. We have seen this before. Vach comes into picture, then vach plus null. Vach plus aka becomes vachaka. Similar to dahaka, vachaka. One who talks.
Talks or reads?
Hmm?
Talks or reads? Reads also?
Yeah, reads. Watch. Bru dhatu, talks or read. Bru dhatu means saying something. Reads, vachanam. Then the last one we can see here is kya dhatu. Originally it is a chaksha dhatu. Similar to bru changes to vach, chaksha changes to kya. So kya, I think most of you know this already. Khyati. Kya actually means saying again, talking or expressing. So here we have khyayakaha, usually used with the a upasarga. With the akhyana, you know already. Akhyana means story or something like explanation. Akhyana. So here we have akhyayaka with the null. We have akhyayaka. One who again talks or explains. Akhyayaka. Next 5 minutes I think we can finish that with the Trich. Trich also coming in a similar meaning. Null and Trich. These are mostly coming in the meaning of kartru. Karta. Like we have karaka means one who does something is karaka, one who divides something is bhedaka. That is a karta. Then one who teaches something is adhyapaka. This is all kartrupadam. In the similar meaning we have a Trich. Trich means what? So that is also coming in the similar meaning, most of the times. So we have kru dhatu, kartru, right? Kru add through in the trich. Trich is the pratyaya, chakara goes away, only through remains. So kru plus through, kartru. This is a pratipatikam, kartru. Because again, kru, there is a ka plus ru changes to ar, then it becomes kartru. See, that's why the na is not here. Okay, na is not here. Otherwise, it would have become r. Okay? So we have just r here. Kartru. So what is kartru? Kartru meaning one who does. Same thing as karaka. Kartru does something. So the prathama vibhakti etc. that can be derived later, adding the supratyaya. Like in the prathama vibhakti ekavachanam becomes karta. Karta, kartaro, kartara. Pratipadikam is kartru. Similarly, we have hru dhatu, like kru. This becomes hartru. One who takes away something. Hartru. Harta, hartaro, hartarha. Anna dhatu, we have hantru. Hantru. So we have hanta, hantaro, hantaraha. Han plus tru, hantru. One who kills. Then gam dhatu. Gam dhatu. We have gantru. Gantru is a pratipadikam. Prathama vibhakti ekvachan visnu ganta. Ganta, gantaro, gantaraha. So one who goes. Ganta. So here there is slight change, right? It's not gum plus through, it's not gum through. In place of ma, na comes into picture here. Gun through. Gone through. Then few other things to note here for pacha. Pacha plus through. In place of cha, kutva happens, means kakara comes into place in that place. So we have paktru. Paktru. Prathama ekavachanam becomes pakta. Pakta, paktaro, paktaraha. Paktru, one who cooks, like pachaka. So the Nvul we had pachaka. So here we have paktru, pakta. Then bhuja, we have bhok, same thing, bhuja plus trich. So in place of jakara, kutva comes. So wherever there is cha, cha, jha, cha, ja, there is a ka and a ga coming into picture here. So here also jakara, that ga comes, but it again changes to ka. So we have bhok through because of all sandhi rules. Bhok through. Bhokta, bhoktaro, bhoktaraha. Bhok through, one who eats. So we have smru, smarta, smartru, pratipadikam smarta, one who remembers, like smaraka. Like stotru, stu dhatu. Add trich, we have stotru, who changes to guna there, then we have stotru. Stota, stotara, stotara, one who praises. Same thing we have like shrotru, shrota, shrudhatu, shrotru. Then chid dhatu. Then through chetru. Chetru. One who chedanam karoti, one who divides or breaks. Jnatru, jnata, jnata, jnadhatu becomes jnatru. What else we have? Duhdhatu, duhdhatu, dogdhru. 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 Dogdhru means
Who milks? Who milks?
Doctor.
Gauri. And
milkman. Gauli.
milkman. Who milks?
One who milks. Then I have prashta. Prashta means questioning. Sorry, pracha. Not dhatu is pracha. Dhatu is what? Pracha. This becomes prashta or prashtru and becomes prashtra. Prashta becomes prathama ekvachanam prashta. One who asks questions. Datru, data. Da dhatu, da plus thru, datru, data. One who gives. Then kri dhatu, krinati. So kri plus thru, kreta. One who buys. If you add v, it becomes vikreta. One who sells. Vikreta. Then we have sruj dhatu, adding a trich, it becomes srashta. Srashtru, prathama ekvachanam, is srashta. One who creates. Sruj, srash, sra. Sru changes to ra. And srashta. Then we change to nijanta dhatus like rachayati. Rach, rachayati in the latlakara. One who rachana. Rachana means, I don't know the English. Rachana karoti. Rachana. Rachayi. So this becomes rachayi, rachayitru. This is rachayitru in the pratipadikam. Rachayitru pratipadikam rachayita. And if you add this to Pathi, then it becomes Pathayita. Prathama Vibhakti Ekavachanam. Pathayita.
Does it become
Here,
Patayitru?
Pratipadikam is Pathayitru. Prathama Ekavachanam is Pathayita, like Pita, Karta. In Strilinga forms become Kartru is Pratipadikam. Strilinga form Pratipadikam is Kartri. How do you write it? Kartri. This is like a Nadi Shabda. Like in Strilinga. If you want to get into Strilinga of this Trijanta. Trijanta means the one, the Pratipadikam ending in Trich or Trijanta. Trijantas are basically saying that the Pratipadikas are Kridanta words ending actually in the Trich Pratyaya, Trijanta. So the four Trijantas, the Pullinga, it is Rikaranta Pratipadikam, like Rachayatru, Kartru, Hartru, etc. But in the Strilinga, we add a E, then it is Kartri, that is the Pratipadikam, and Patayitri, and then Rachayitri, Hartri, and so on. Okay, I think we can stop here today. Next week, some examples, so some more better examples where we can study these or practice these words a bit better, what you have studied so far. धन्यवादः नमस्कारः
धन्यवादः महोदय नमस्कारः